Good morning, welcome back to the channel. So this customer's i20 NBT with the key switch that tells me it's not a lithium ion model, so they have AGM batteries in here. So looking around, I just hung this squeegee up. Squeegee was up, it was on the floor, and one of the things I noticed first and foremost is the blades are worn out and hasn't been cleaned. So if I'm not mistaken, this is a contract cleaning company that uses this machine to clean. Also, another thing I noticed is they had the pressure set at high pressure. We don't suggest that because that causes wiring issues. This is supposed to be a short-term cleaning, not long-term. Also, their solution plug here is broken from its screw. Checking the hoses, and they don't have this clamp set up properly. That's supposed to be, when it's on the squeegee, we want to put a curve in it so when the machine stops running, it doesn't leak all the recovery water out. Another thing they're not doing is cleaning out the decayed solution in the solution bowl. So that's one of the daily maintenance items that the users have to be checking continuously. They have decayed solution. Solution's only going to really last for about 24 hours, so that's why it's important to rinse out the tank weekly, is what I suggest. I tested the vac motor. Vac motor sounds good, so the really way to find out the vac motor is operational is just listen to this, and then you power it off. And if you hear any metal to metal, usually the bearings and the impeller's damaged. Bearings will get, over time, the bearings will start failing because of the moisture it picks up. Also, we do have an issue right now. They're using an advanced 17-inch pad driver with a stripper pad as opposed to the original ICE pad driver, the 20-inch. And you can tell by seeing this corrosion, it has not been removed. This is something that has to be removed daily, and you have to rinse out the pad. They're missing the other side of the pad retainer here. So this is not a good alternative. I'm gonna give it a shot and try to actually clean up this corrosion. I was able to get this one off the brush plate. So anyways, the other thing, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this. This is your clean out, and it's been difficult over the years to remove this, and this tab has been breaking off. I'm gonna suggest the new rubberized clean out cap. That's to clean out a lot of the debris that gets caught up in here, and if it doesn't fall over, you're not going to get good water lift. So they can actually do a better job of rinsing out the tank, making sure the float cage is clean. Also, another thing I noticed is the bail arm here is damaged. We have to replace that. It's the first time in many years I haven't seen one of these break. So just checking the batteries here. Got some Trojan AGMs in here. Fairly dependable, and it's a good thing that we use these for inexperienced crews. There is a limited runtime on these batteries, 40 to 50% capacity compared to 90-95% on lead acid flooded batteries. Looking at the other end of the hoses here to see if there's any stress, cracks. So I'm gonna go ahead and put together a quote for this customer. And one of the things, I got this relatively full. I'm gonna Now, if you look in the tank somewhat, I'm gonna try to get the best shot possible. So what I'm seeing, if you can see that white, that's decayed solution, and it just sits on the bottom. And what that does, it gets trapped into the solution filter to protect the solution solenoid that activates when the brush or pad motor is depressed. That stuff's gonna start catching up and clogging up the filter too soon. So if you keep this rinsed out once a week, you won't have much of a problem if you're using chemical. So I'm gonna go ahead and close that up and do a quick check of the batteries, make sure they're reading about the same voltage. And let's see what it's reading here. Okay, it's reading fairly full. And I just want to test their charger on an electric outlet, make sure the charger is operating properly, and then we'll get the quote together for this customer. Here's another issue. They probably weren't getting much water, if any, or solution, because it's completely caked. It was completely corroded all the way up to the top. So that's another basic. I had to take it apart just to show you how bad this gets. This is an extreme event on this one. It shouldn't get this bad. It's just a matter of just showing the users how to take care of things. Also, I noticed that there's a leak already forming in this part of the hose. I got to replace this part of the hose because it usually gets hit by fixed objects, but we'll get that taken care of as well.